Hello all, welcome to today's webinar, Marketing Supports Building Your Online Presence, Brand and Customer Base. Today's session is kindly hosted by Eimear McManus of Digital Works Agency. Eimear has generously prepared a comprehensive presentation for you today, which will cover online marketing, showcasing your expertise and value, as well as branding, maintaining consistent and relevant messaging, which will resonate with a varied client base. Today's session will prepare you with the tools and abilities to diversify your audience and showcase your company, product and offering so that you have a fortified foundation of traffic, footfall and referrals. It is also important to remember the vital role of local media, such as radio and print, in tandem with your online activities. Our media are also members of your chamber network and are keen supporters of the Midwest business community. We would encourage you to work with our local media who can enhance your online promotions and contents via podcasts and blogs, and with high traffic sites is a vital platform to access the Limerick audience. Lastly, I'd like to draw your attention to our chat and Q&A feature located at the bottom of your screens. We encourage all of today's participants to get interactive. Without further ado, I'd like to welcome today's speaker, Eimear.
Thanks for joining. And to give a little bit of an intro on myself, I'm from Limerick and I set up a digital marketing agency just over 2 years ago. I actually set it up in Limerick, but then I moved over to the UK to properly launch it. And we're working with clients like Five Guys, Tom Ford Beauty, some local businesses like the McManus Pro-Am, the Hungry Lions down the road, and so on and so forth. So today what I'm going to do is, we have about 35 to 40 minutes to talk about how you guys can maximize your content through social media. With everything that's gone on with COVID-19, we've seen now more than ever that people really need to take their social media marketing seriously. And I know most of you do use it. And today what I'll be able to do is show you the tools and give you a couple of ideas of how you can create content for your brand. So I'm just going to kick right off. So as we all know, we have been through a really interesting past couple of months. We're physically distancing, but we're more social than ever. So across the world, the social media increase since COVID-19 has been absolutely massive. And what this means is now more than ever, we are spending more time on our phones, more time on WhatsApp, Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, etc. So today what I'm going to do is I'm going to run through Facebook and Instagram and a bit of LinkedIn, because I've noticed there are a couple of independent business owners attending this, and I'll give you some content ideas. Now this really is the tip of the iceberg, so if you have any questions, feel free to ask or to email me as well. So just to kick it off, before COVID, I've noticed over the years that a lot of businesses focus on selling instead of delivering value to people, and now more than ever, people don't want to be sold to, and I think this is a really interesting quote by a journalist called Mark Ritson, and he said that the practical reality of global economic trade means that we need to market now for the good of all mankind. And from what I understand of this, it means that the key to selling is to not sell. Educate people, inspire them, share really valuable content across your channels, and the sales will come after. If you're marketing for the benefit of people, the sales will come after. So just to dive right into Facebook, I know over the past couple of weeks, businesses have been asking me, is Facebook still valuable? And it absolutely is, especially in Limerick, especially around the Southwest, when most of us are still using Facebook. So just overall, there are 2 billion monthly users on Facebook. Now, throughout this webinar, I will give you guys a couple of ideas. This is just an overview right now, but Facebook, it's a place to take appointments. So if you have a hotel or a restaurant or a clinic, for example, you can take appointments through the app. It's very easy to install. Just head to Facebook app and you'll find all the information there. On Facebook as well, video content is absolutely essential. So have a think about the types of videos you could use. And coronavirus has taught us that we don't need to have a big production company to actually create a good video. People are creating content from their homes. I'm doing this webinar in my kitchen and I'll still be able to deliver the same value to you guys if I was in my office in London. So don't put too much pressure on yourself. However, video is absolutely essential. So start recording videos for your own social channels. Also, make sure your content is mobile friendly. So often, because we're sitting at our desks, we're in our office, we're in the clinic, we always view our social media channels on a laptop or a computer, and we actually forget that 80 to 90% of our community are going to be looking at our social channels on our mobile phones. So after this, have a look through your Instagram, your Facebook, and your LinkedIn, and say to yourself, okay, if people are scrolling through their feed, are they going to actually stop on my content? What is going to make that person stop? And with social media as well, we suffer with information overload. So we're constantly scrolling through our mobile phones, and we don't really remember most of the content we see. So we have a split second where we have an opportunity to engage with someone. And if our content doesn't jump out to that person on their mobile phone, the chances of them visiting our page is going to be much lower. Also, organic reach is limited. So what does this mean? Organic reach means posting content without putting paid ads behind it. If any of you use Facebook ads, you will know what I'm talking about. And if any of you are new to it, sign up to Facebook Blueprint, because Facebook Blueprint is an e-learning platform that Facebook provides, and you can do full Facebook marketing courses for free and at your own pace. And I would recommend this to absolutely anybody who is remotely interested in growing their social media skills, because the better your social media, the more your business will grow. And also, just as a note, aim to post content that will encourage people to click, watch, or comment, because every time somebody takes an action on your post, if they view a picture, if they click a link, if they click a hashtag, if they share it, the chances of your content appearing on their newsfeed the next time you post is going to be much higher than if they didn't take an action. So that's something to bear in mind. Also, these stats come from a blog by a company called Sprout Social. I'll send you guys around a fact sheet after this so that you guys have all the references of the businesses I mentioned. So Sprout Social is an incredible social media platform. We manage a lot of social media accounts, and we use the Sprout platform to manage them all in one place. And what Sprout does is they also share incredible blogs, because they monitor their clients all over the world, their engagement, how often they post, when they post. So Sprout will give you all the tips and tricks that you need to actually optimize your channels. So you can make note of these. You will receive this presentation as well, but definitely check out Sprout because it's awesome. Now, with the best times to post, these aren't going to be the best times for everyone. However, start with these, like a Wednesday between 10 and 12 p.m. Test that out, because also we used to have this preconception that we have to post at 8 a.m. when people are on the way to work. We have to post at 1:30 when people are on their lunchtime, and then we post at 6 or 7 or 8 o'clock when people are at home. People are at home all day now. There's over 1 billion people in the world, 2 billion people working from home. So the times that they're going to be online is really going to vary. So use these posting times as a benchmark and then test it out for yourself. I'd recommend trying these for 2 weeks, and then you can monitor your results. So the same goes for Instagram. Again, guys, you have local businesses. These are the most popular social media channels. It doesn't matter if you're a financial provider, a car company, a solicitor, a venue. Absolutely ensure that you're using Instagram, because you can be guaranteed your customers and your potential customers are. So just as a rule of thumb with Instagram, aesthetically pleasing feeds are key. So something that's really, really easy on the eye. And with Facebook, a large percentage of your target customer base are going to be using it. And if your customer base are using both Facebook and Instagram, don't alienate yourself and only limit yourself to one platform. You can share the same content across both channels, because people won't remember it if they've seen it on Facebook. But if they're seeing it multiple times, then the seed of your brand might start to be planted. But it does take a while. And I'm just going to caveat that, like with social media, it is a marathon and it is not a sprint. And I could give you all of the ideas and the tips and tricks. However, it will take a couple of months to build it up, but you just have to keep pushing and keep driving on, and it will really benefit your business. Another function of Instagram that I absolutely love is the multi-swipe function. So what this is it's the ability, Instagram allows a business or a person to post up to 10 images in one post. So if you had, for example, if you were showcasing a recipe or a dish, you could then do a multi-swipe of all the different ingredients or the accompaniments that go with the dish. If it was a hotel you were showing, you could show different rooms. If you were offering people advice, you could share 10 pieces of advice or 5 pieces of advice on different images on Instagram. So don't be afraid to post multiple times, because it's absolutely key. So organic reach is limited with Instagram as well. So even have a think about if you were on Instagram today, can you recall the last 5 posts that you saw? And the chances are probably not, because we scroll aimlessly through Instagram. So if you are promoting yourself or your business on Instagram, every single post, put it on Instagram stories. Ask a question, run a poll, tag your location. Ensure that you're definitely giving people the opportunity to have a look, to engage with you, respond to a question, whatever it may be. And Instagram offers amazing features. And because I'm limited with time, I can't give too many examples, but if you guys would like examples, just drop me an email and I'd be more than happy to assist. So again, Instagram global engagement, just try out these posting times. On your Instagram insights, it will most likely tell you right now that people are spending time online at 7, 8, 9 p.m. Keep posting at those times. However, try earlier in the day as well, because you would be so surprised at the engagement that you'll get. Another thing with Instagram as well is, and Facebook, when you're posting content, make sure you tag the other businesses or the people that feature in it, because the chances of them sharing once they've been tagged is going to be much higher than if they weren't tagged at all, because they may not see your content. Okay, so LinkedIn. LinkedIn is my favorite channel, and even with what we do digital marketing. It's significantly helped us grow our business across Ireland, because you have to position yourself as a thought leader. And again, in Limerick, if you run any sort of local business or anywhere in Ireland is a small place, make sure that you're utilizing LinkedIn. Even if you have a coffee shop, ensure your employees are on LinkedIn and they're promoting the business achievements. So for example, it could be that you sold 10,000 coffees over the space of 6 months, for example, and that you're really proud of your team's achievement and the growth. And LinkedIn, I'm sharing this post on the right-hand side, because this is actually a client of ours. And it's 2 clients of ours actually. And what we do with Codat and Swoop, they're both financial service providers. They're both fintech platforms. And this is the optimum length for a LinkedIn post that will get good engagement. And if you have a look, we have Codat says Swoop wanted to be able to provide their customers with a faster and fairer way to access finance. Now they've tagged Swoop here. They've tagged Swoop, so now it's going to show up in Swoop's notifications, and on LinkedIn, Swoop's followers will see it. What they've also done at the end of the post is they've said, learn more about how Swoop and Codat work together. They've tagged Swoop again, and now they've linked to an article on their website encouraging people to learn more about how these businesses work together. And then on top of that, we've shared a review. So Swoop has said that Codat has built an awesome product, and so on and so forth. Now, Kieran Burke is the co-founder and COO of Swoop. He's also tagged in this image. So if you see the little tag line at the bottom, the tag mark at the bottom of the image, now he has been tagged. So naturally, he's going to share that post as well. Also with LinkedIn, hashtags are absolutely essential. And posting between 7 to 10 hashtags is really the optimum length to get the engagement. Otherwise, LinkedIn will start looking at you as a bit spammy, and also people will see it. But the reason I'm using this post as well is because it's mobile friendly. So it gives people the opportunity to actually have a look at it and maybe stop and engage with it because it is mobile optimized. And again, just going back to LinkedIn, it's great for lead generation. You can become a thought leader. So the way we do it with our clients is the CEO of both Swoop and Codat, they're running fintech businesses, so they position themselves as fintech experts. people are thinking about business as well when they're on LinkedIn. So if you're looking for a new supplier for your restaurant, or you're looking for more customers, if you want to partner with a hotel, or you want to provide catering to large training groups, LinkedIn is going to be your place to find the people looking for this type of service. And you can also get to know locals in your industry. So in Limerick, I've noticed on LinkedIn, there is a gentleman running a company called Midwest Mentoring, and I think his name is John, and I don't know him personally, but I've just seen the content. And what I really like about what John does is he promotes locals all of the time. He promotes people that come to his seminars and that come to the mentoring sessions, and his engagement across LinkedIn is absolutely incredible. So check out Midwest Mentoring and look at the way he's doing it. Forgive me if the name is wrong. And then again, LinkedIn Global Engagements, just try out these times, because they are they will give you a bit of a benchmark to start with, and then you'll know if they work for you or if they don't. So before you start generating more content for the business, make sure you do a social media audit. Now, a social media audit is basically a way of just finding out what's actually working and what's not working. Because so often we're so busy with our daily lives. If we're running a restaurant, or we have telephone consultations to complete, we forget about our social channels. And then at the end of the day, we panic and we're like, okay, I haven't posted on Instagram or LinkedIn or Facebook today. I need to find something and post it. No, that's not going to work now. And we have learned this from COVID. The businesses who aren't optimizing their social media are the ones who are going to fall behind. So run a social media audit. Now, a social media audit consists of questions like this. When we do one at DW, these are the types of questions that we ask. So how well is your content performing? Look back at the last 2 months. Because we've been in lockdown now for 2 months, have a look at your content. Are you trying to build relationships with your community? So are you posting about yourself constantly, or are you also talking about other people? At Digital Works, we don't believe that businesses are going to benefit by constantly promoting themselves. So what we always try and do is talk about information relevant to our industry. So for example, if you were a property company and you were property developers and you were building housing or buildings or anything, you wouldn't just talk about the great buildings that you're building and how much they cost. If I was running a property developer's social media, I would be saying, okay, so let's actually talk about interior trends and let's tap into that market. Now, once you start building relationships with other people relating to your industry or sharing content that they're interested in, now your brand awareness is going to grow even more from just those people who are interested in property. And the reason I say this is because with social media, it's very difficult to make quick sales. And again, I won't say to you, do all this and you'll have new sales in a week. But what you are doing is you're constantly reminding people about your business. And if, for example, you became that person who shared the 2020 or 2021 trends in interiors, or how coronavirus has changed the way we work in homes and in offices, once people start getting to know your business, maybe down the line in 3, 6, 9, 2 years time, they're making a decision to purchase a property, or a friend of theirs has asked them about purchasing or investing in a property. Now, because you have been that person that has shared the relevant content without trying to ram your products down people's throats, they're more likely to think about you. So every time you share a piece of content, try evoke some sort of emotion with someone, and also figure out the themes that you can focus on for your business. Another one is, are you posting content at optimum times and frequently? So again, just to go back to my point earlier about people forget, people really, really do forget. So do not hold back on posting your content, especially if you're not investing in ads. Posting 5 to 6 times a week across Facebook and Instagram, absolutely great. Post every single day on your Instagram stories. And even after this, if you meet a friend or a colleague, just ask them, just out of curiosity, do you remember the last 5 things you saw on Instagram? And please let me know if they say yes, because whoever's content they've seen has done it right. But even at that, people can post the best content in the world and do the best job, we still won't remember. Are you engaging with your peers on social? So when I say peers, I mean businesses who are on the same street as yours, local businesses who use your company as a supplier for them. Another one with social media is, are you celebrating your employees on social media? This is absolutely massive, and I really feel that businesses need to do more of this. You could do an employee spotlight, you could do employee of the month. I listen to a lot of podcasts, and the podcasts that I really, really like are the ones that ask the guests the same questions. So you've got guests from all walks of life, however, you're asking them the exact same questions. So in your business, can you set up a framework or a template of questions where you can do an employee spotlight? And with that spotlight, you're asking them, what do you like about your job? What did you do before you were working here? What excites you most about the business? Now, once you do that with an employee, it's very simple. It's just a long form Facebook post or long form LinkedIn post, Instagram, with a picture of them. Now, what you're actually doing is you're telling that employee that you respect them and that you're interested in what they have to say. You're also telling that to your social media community without telling the social media community our business is also amazing. And you've also just told that employee's friends, because if you tag that employee on social media, or if they engage with that post because you've done that spotlight on them, now their friends are going to see that, and their friends are going to go, oh wow, yeah, Eimear really likes working there, that's cool. I'm going to now all of a sudden I'm thinking about that business a bit more. And again, it's not that that person is going to choose to buy your product straight away that day, but maybe in a week or 2 weeks time, when they need to try if they want to get a takeaway somewhere, or they need to go for financial advice. Now the chances of them remembering your business is much higher, and they may not remember why they remember your business, or they may remember that you did the employee spotlight. But creating content like this really sparks emotion in people, and you want to become memorable. And with social media, it's more about psychology than anything, and I'll go into that a bit further down the line. Another rule of thumb with the social media audit is, are you tagging relevant people and businesses? So again, every time you post, like you will receive this deck. So go back to that Swoop post and look how we laid it out. We tagged Swoop twice. We used the correct hashtags. We tagged the person who featured in the image, because we wanted to amplify the reach of this post as much as possible for zero cost. And that's what we did. So another important point to talk about is Google My Business. So you all have local businesses, and we need to absolutely ensure that our business is optimized for Google. If you haven't set this up yet, or you feel that it may need a bit of work, just go on to Google My Business and they'll give you all the best tips and tricks. But the reason it is so important, especially in Ireland at the moment, and especially in Limerick, is because you can control and display important business information. So update your business hours, encourage people to give you reviews, and I'll talk about the importance of reviews down the line. You can curate customer photos, videos, and other user-generated content, and always keep it up to date, because sometimes we set up a Google My Business profile like 5 years ago, and we've painted the walls, we've refurbished one of the rooms. So have a look at your Google My Business profile and just ensure it's up to date. Another really important aspect of Google My Business is your SEO. So I'm sure a lot of you will have heard about SEO, and I'm sure a lot of you know about it. So basically it's your search engine optimization. It's going to be the place where people will be able to find you if you have updated your Google My Business profile correctly. So if I'm looking for an Italian takeaway in Limerick, and you have set up your Google My Business profile perfectly, the chances of you now coming up on Google once I Google Italian takeaway is going to be very, very high. It could even be Italian takeaway Southwest. So just make sure that your information is up to date. If anybody needs any more information on SEO, because it is a minefield and it's a lot to take in, Neil Patel, I'll reference him in the fact sheet as well, has the most incredible blog teaching people the A to Z of SEO. So if you are going to get into SEO, blog writing, updating your website, Neil Patel is your man. So reviews are key in any industry. It doesn't even matter. Reviews really are the lifeblood of your business. So while you have this time, and maybe if the venue isn't open and you do have a bit more time to either speak to your customers on the phone, or you're doing online consultations, or you don't have that much face-to-face interaction with them, encourage your customers to give you reviews and try reward them. it could be some sort of incentive for them. I don't want to tell you guys what to do, but anything that your business can afford to give them, or in exchange for something, encourage the review, because a review isn't just 5 stars on Google. A review is other people telling you and potential customers how good your business is. We can sit there, and I made this point earlier, that we can sit there and you can sit there and tell people how great your business is. You can say, oh, our products are delicious, or you can say, oh, we helped this person raise this amount of money, or this person saved this amount of money. But until somebody else does it, you're not going to see the biggest return. So third-party endorsement is absolutely essential. And happy customers, they're your best ambassador. And we all know that anyway, and you guys know that too. And 83% of customers are willing to refer to a business after a positive experience. So do you have a referral system in place? Is there actually a system or a framework that you have created so that it incentivizes your customers to refer business to yourself? Have a think about that now. The way we do business is really, really changing, and your current customers are going to be absolutely essential in driving your business for you. So do you have a referral system in place? And if you're not sure about your industry, or you need some ideas, just let me know and we'll give you some. So to go into content marketing, everyone remembers the song Old MacDonald, and we've created this acronym at Digital Works where we say your content needs to follow the EIEIO method. And what that means is your content should educate, inform, entertain, inspire, or be open. And to give you guys a couple of examples of this, it's educational content. I really like what Eimear Manor do. I think they've absolutely nailed the content throughout COVID. So they've offered tips on facials at home. Tuscany Bistro have done it as well, and I reference them further on. They've done the food at home. Eimear Manor have also done cocktail making classes and kits. They've shared alternative uses for products. And if you provide a service, any sort of service, are you a sales coach? Are you setting up a huge immersive experience? Whatever you're doing, you'll be able to provide value in the interim while people can come and meet you in person, or they can visit your site. So create checklists, create cheat sheets, free hacks, give people as much information as you possibly can, and eventually they will come back to you, because at the end of the day, you are the expert. So inform people about your opening hours. And the reason we use the EIEIO method, sorry to go back to that, is because people so often say to me, Eimear, we don't know what to share. But if you just follow the EIEIO method, you'll be able to create content from nothing. So inform people if you're offering gift boxes or gift cards. Share upcoming plans to keep people engaged. Share about how your business is adapting to COVID. I know our feeds are saturated with COVID. However, do share that message about how your business is adapting. And most importantly, know your audience well enough to know what you should be talking about. So really have a think about, do you actually know what your audience wants to hear? And how are you going to know your audience? Once you do your social media audit, you'll be able to see what they want to hear from you and what evokes emotion in them. Entertain people. Sometimes we need a bit of a laugh. So on the right hand side, you're going to see a company called Pork Farms. Now, Pork Farms is a client of ours. They're in the UK. They're the UK's largest pork pie brand, and they have an incredible heritage. So they're very, very well known. And when COVID hit, their pork pies sold out of supermarkets all over the UK. So we had like a 2-week backlog of people not being able to get the pork pies. And we thought to ourselves, okay, we can't promote the pork pies because people will get frustrated because they can't buy them. So what can we do? So I received, I'm sure some of you have as well, I received this picture in a WhatsApp group, and myself and my family had this big debate about how many triangles there were. And then we just thought to ourselves, okay, we need to promote that Pork Farms is a fun brand and doesn't care just about selling. So how are we going to do this? So we did this post, can someone please put us out of our misery and tell us how many triangles there are in this picture? And 165 people commented the last time I took the screenshot. And it was just a way of replanting the brand in their heads again. And again, because those people commented and we had like 500 or 600 clicks on it, all of those people, when we post again now that our products are back in store, they're more likely to see that product. So have a think about how you can also engage people and just have a bit of a laugh with them. It's really, really good for the algorithm, and it just shows that you're just constantly not selling to people, because we don't believe that works. So again, inspiring content. So Brewdog, the beer company, they started creating hand sanitizers. I loved that. So think about what you can do as a business. Do you have a doctor or a nurse that can offer free advice? Do you have a solicitor, a financial advisor, anything at all? And with, you'll see as well on the bottom of this post, like this is a cosmetics clinic, and we just shared a before and after image because people want to see results. So if you're a financial advisor or a financial service provider, and you help somebody get funding or a grant to change their premises or to invest in a vehicle, before and after. Before they started working with you, they had this. After they started working with you, they had that. So think about how you can adapt your content in that way. And the final point as well is encourage your customers to share user-generated content. When people share user-generated content, what they're doing is, okay, they're sharing a piece of content because they want to show their friends that they had food at Tuscany or that they ate in a deer manor. When you reshare that content, what you're actually doing is reminding that person about their great experience with you as a sales coach in your venue. And what it's also doing for you is it's that third-party endorsement that you are sharing now to your audience. So user-generated content is key. And to give you guys an example of a company who does this really well, there's a company in the UK called Eskimo Ice. It is an ice fan. They drive around London. They're extremely busy. There's loads of them. And they provide ice to hotels, to offices, anywhere who really needs it. And I know it's quite a tenuous one, but if you see the Eskimo Ice fan and you take a picture and tweet it to them, they will send you a free Eskimo Ice t-shirt. And of course, everybody loves getting free stuff. So that's a great way of Eskimo Ice promoting themselves. So whatever sort of business you have, if you do have a vehicle, how could you encourage people to maybe take photos of your vehicle, post it on social media, and then you could give them a free meal or some sort of kickback. But there's loads of ways to encourage UGC. Openness, so ask for feedback. So this is a way on Instagram. We did this for the Pro-Am, and we had 300 or 400 people reply to us guessing Rory McIlroy's upcoming Pro-Am score. It's been postponed to 2021 now, so we've pulled back on sharing the content. But again, no matter what type of business you have, ask people for feedback, because feedback is a gift. Ask for feedback on branding, interiors, your own content, recipes, recipe ideas, anything at all, and create that two-way conversation between you and your customers. Because if you show people that you're listening and that you're taking feedback, that is going to be invaluable, and it's going to solidify that relationship you have with your customer. So how can you diversify your business? So I had a look at a couple of the registrants on this. Now, we haven't covered everyone, but I just wanted to give you guys a couple of ideas. And again, if I've left a sector out, just let me know and I'll come back to you. So financial or service-based, offer virtual consultations. Swoop, this client across the UK and Ireland, it's a platform, but they did launch a coronavirus hotline, which worked incredibly well for them. Share free advice on how to access funds or grants or new laws, for example, employment laws. Share savings and cash flow management tips, small business shout out or customer shout out. So if you're working with small businesses, why not promote your work with them, or why not promote them in a mini interview series as well? And you could call it like small business shout out or local SMEs Limerick, something like that. Host free webinars as well, just like Limerick Chamber is doing, which is great. If you're a motor business, how could you promote your cars if people can't come to your shop? You could do a carpool karaoke, or you could encourage your customers to do a carpool karaoke, and you could launch some sort of competition. Guess how many balloons fit into the car? Again, very tenuous. Sanitized for your protection. So again, showcasing how you're adapting your business and how people can come and check out cars throughout COVID. Contact free test driving video. So again, show a video on how you guys, from the customer journey of where they enter your site to actually test driving a car if it's possible. Another one as well is a view from the driver's seat. So when people come and view cars, they view the outside. However, and when we promote cars and when we promote a motor business, we always promote the look of the car and this and that. But so few businesses, I don't know if I've seen any yet, but correct me if I'm wrong, promote the view from the driver's seat. So what are you actually going to see when you own this car? So for a motor business, jump into every single car that you have or every single model and create content around the view from the driver's seat. And that could be a really good way to create engaging social content. And work with local teachers and offer lessons to family members, for example, after a purchase. So if you do have a car business, is there a way that you could also team up with somebody who offers driving lessons and go, or you guys will have your own ideas on this, but you can team up with somebody local, and if you've purchased a car for yourself, maybe they could say, okay, you also now have a voucher for 5 or 10 lessons for your daughter or son or whoever it is, to learn how to drive as well, just in partnership with this driving school. And that could be a great way, again, for two businesses to cross promote each other. And again, it's you getting in front of another audience. So think about how you could do that. So if you're a property business, do virtual tours. I'm sure a lot of you guys are doing this already, and engage with larger or property or interior accounts. So there are loads of amazing interior design accounts and bloggers who are into interiors online. Try tap into those guys and showcase the latest design trends, because you want to be seen as that thought leader in the industry. And by you sharing this valuable content, when the time is right for somebody to come and invest in a property or to work with a property consultant, they may think of your business over anyone else. And offer, so another thing I thought about was how you could offer maybe interior design consultations, or if you're selling property, if you're selling houses in an estate, maybe you could team up with an interior designer. I'm sure you guys might already do this, however, promote it on social media, because that interior designer will then promote it on their account, and then all of a sudden you're in front of two audiences again. So again, locally, I think this type of marketing would really benefit you guys. I really like what Tuscany Bistro is doing on social media. I think it's incredible. So you've got your home cooking kits again, and this is a great way to generate revenue when the premises is closed. A cocktail making class at home. You could do a make our dish at home competition. You could do a children's cooking competition. You could even do a new menu artwork competition, for example, if you have any sort of venue, which could be really cool to engage children as well in this. You could ask for feedback again on menu, maybe new suggestions. Maybe it's an opportunity for people to have a chat with your head chef or your wine connoisseur. And take action following this feedback and show your audience the results. So if somebody has given you feedback or made a suggestion to change a menu, or you've run a poll and people have said we want more pizza recipes, showcase your customers that you've listened and share the results, because people, again, they're more engaged in your business then. So again, a hotel, a venue, you could do a virtual workshop, a quiz night. I know a lot of you are doing this already. Share how you're adapting to COVID. Maybe you could do a customer photo competition when the venue reopens, or you could do a call out on your database of previous customers and say, we know we're closed, however, we'd love to see your photos. We're going to run a competition, and you will be given a free stay for your best competition. We can get our audience to vote it on Instagram or Facebook. And again, it's just another way of re-engaging your customers before your door is open. Takeaways and services, again, wine tasting at home, drink responsibly, of course. And as well, if it is a venue, maybe you could promote virtual social dancing classes, or when you do open, you could do social dancing classes. So if I left any sector out now, please just get in touch and we'd be more than happy to give you guys ideas. Another way of diversifying is vouchers. I know you all know this. I just wanted to really emphasize how important they are, because when you sell vouchers, they improve your immediate cash flow immediately. So if you do need the cash flow to start ordering in goods or services, now is the time to try start selling vouchers. They build brand awareness. They increase customer engagement. And also we forget that we actually use vouchers to capture data. So we might think that a specific type of person is going to buy a voucher from us, but it actually might be a completely different type of customer. So monitor the data as well. And just an idea for you guys, if you do have a GDPR compliant database and you can provide vouchers, why not as a gift to them. Send everyone a €20 voucher or credit via email that they can use, from now until Christmas. Now, that piece of surprise and delight through everything would be such a lovely email for somebody to receive, or you could get somebody to nominate a friend to nominate a friend who deserves a voucher. Now, by you doing that small cost to you, that return is going to be much greater. So think about how you can now use your email database and maybe send them a small gift, even if it was a $5 to spend on a meal. Think about how you can do that, because what you're actually doing is bringing them back into your business to use that. So again, Canva, this is a really good tool for creating social media posts. It's an iPhone and an Android app. It's extremely user-friendly, and it will allow you to create templates for your social media content. So if you got a review on Google, if you had a great quote from a radio presenter or in a newspaper and you wanted to repurpose that onto your social channels, you can use Canva, type the text, and it will allow you to save templates, and it is just extremely user-friendly. So what I would recommend is downloading the app and having a play around with it. Once you know how to use it, you won't be able to unlearn it. So at the start, it might be a bit difficult, but once you know how, it'll be really seamless, and then it will allow you to create consistently branded content for your social media feeds. Another point I touched on earlier was how people forget. And this is where repurposing your content comes in. So when you repurpose a piece of content, you're changing the format of the content and or changing the target audience for the content. So why should we repurpose? If you are offering a service, or if you have a hotel or any sort of business and you have the same USPs, and your USPs won't change, or your offering doesn't change, you can utilize that and promote your offering in multiple different ways. People will forget what you said. They really, really will. So what you could do with your social media content is think, okay, if I have this evergreen content, so when we say evergreen content, we mean content that will never change. What you can do is, if we say we do digital marketing, we constantly promote that on a weekly or bi-weekly basis, because even though we share other content in between, we need to constantly promote our messages, and we can promote that on Facebook, on LinkedIn, on Instagram, wherever. But when you repurpose your content, you could turn a blog post into a short tweet. You could take snippets from a press article that you featured in and post them on LinkedIn, and then say, read the full article here. Now that's all repurposing content. So think about all of the items on your menu. You can promote them as much as you want, because that content will never change. And it allows you as well to reach audiences across other channels. So you can promote your menu items, any sort of offering that you have. It reinforces your message as well, and it amplifies the reach of your strongest content. So after you do the social media audit, you will be able to see your best performing content, and you can use that again. It doesn't matter how many times you use it, as long as you're not using it every single day. But once a week, once every 2 weeks is absolutely fine. So always push out your strongest content, because you're going to be getting new followers each week as well, and they won't have seen the content that you had shared a couple of weeks ago. So that's just something to make note of. So community retention, I just wanted to share this with you guys. It's from a platform called HubSpot, which again at DigitalWorks we use to manage large databases. So why do customers unfollow brands on social media? And the number one reason is because of poor customer service. If you're posting and you're sharing content, but you're not listening to people or engaging with them, it's going to be very likely that they unfollow you and move to one of your competitors. So if you are going to take your social media channel seriously, ensure that you're also listening even more than you're engaging. Every single message that you get, every single comment that you get, try respond with another question. You're showing that customer that you care about what they're saying, and you're engaging them. So ensure that your customer service is absolutely on point, because if you own a business or if you own a hotel and somebody rocks up and your front of house person ignores them, they're going to feel the same way when you message them on Facebook or Instagram and you ignore them. It's your reputation, and you will be so confident in your offline reputation. Whoever you have as your front of house, or if it's you selling your business, you're going to be so confident that your customer service is on point. But does it match your online reputation? And have a think about that. Of course, irrelevant content and too many ads as well from a brand is why people unfollow. So the key to selling is to not sell. So try not constantly sell your products. Just share content that your customers will be interested in and engage with. So talk to your audience, show your expertise. You can really do this on any platform. I'm just sharing it Instagram as an example. So offer free advice. So this is the way you can do it on Instagram. Ask us anything. It's an opportunity as well for your audience to get to know someone else in your business. So just to go back to the Eimear Manor reference, they have done ask us anything with the head chef, with the golf pro. So who in your business could customers ask a question to? Becca here on the right is our head of design. And if we get people to ask questions about design, Becca will answer them. And you can showcase your knowledge for a specific topic. So again, Becca's the designer here, so she will share all of the knowledge she has about design. And also it's an opportunity to feature on someone else's feed and vice versa. So, you know, if you do have a partner, if you have relationships with any other business around, why don't you guys feature on each other's Instagrams, and you can talk about your expertise that would benefit their audience and vice versa. So think about who you could definitely collaborate with. It's another way of increasing your brand awareness. And finally, just to touch on again, just because I mentioned Instagram there, I had a look at a couple of Instagram pages and I wanted to just flag the importance of Instagram highlights. So a couple of you are using Instagram and you're using Instagram highlights, which is brilliant. And I just want to emphasize how beneficial they are, because when people land on your Instagram page, especially locally, the first thing they're going to do is actually look at your highlights versus scrolling down through your feed, because they're going to be looking for a specific piece of content. And on Digital Works' Instagram, this is how we categorize the type of content we share. We say our work, team, events, workshops. So for example, if there's a prospective customer coming onto our Instagram page, likely they're going to want to look at our work or our team. And straight away, they'll be able to get all the information about our work or all the examples of our work there. So if you have a hotel, you could showcase different rooms. If you have a restaurant, you could have different recipes, team members. Again, promote your team on social media. It's very, very important. And think about how you could categorize what your business does. If you have a car business, you could actually do different brands here, and that could be a really good way of engaging, a really good way of making it easy for people to find the content that they're looking for. And then finally, just to wrap it up, I know I've briefly touched on everything, and social media, like you guys have seen the tip of the iceberg, but if I've left anything out, or if you do have questions, feel free to drop me a line. So just the takeaways are: use the EIEIO method, so educate, inform, entertain, inspire, be open. Use Canva to create your content, promote your reviews, listen and engage with your audience, utilize your evergreen content and promote your suppliers as well, any third parties, showcase your team because it's the human side of the business, gather and share user-generated content, and utilize Facebook and Instagram polls to engage people and monitor your insights and test optimum posting times. So that's it. So if there's, I'll just go to the Q&A now. I've got one or two questions here. Hello Patrick, hello Barry. But if anybody has any other questions, just let me know, or you guys can drop me an email. My email is eimear@digitalworksagency.com, or follow us on DW, and every week we're sharing different social media tips. So if you are just starting out, just make sure that you give us a follow and give us a message, and we'll be able to give you some tips and tricks. And to answer the question on the triangles, there were 18 triangles in the picture. Okay, so I think we'll wrap it up. But look, if anybody again has any feedback, send me an email, send Quiva an email. You guys will receive this webinar. And again, follow us on Digital Works, or connect with me on LinkedIn, or send me an email, and I will be more than happy to help. Thank you very much.